The Genii Cucallati. Who are they? So the Genii Cucallati are those figures that we see wearing the big long robes and the big deep hood that comes over the head where you can barely see the face. And those are the Genii Cucallati. So why do we call them the Genii Cucallati? Well, genie simply means spirit, and a Cucallati is a hooded cloak. Now sometimes it's just a cloak that comes down to your shoulders, as we often see monks of old wearing. But in most cases when we see the Genii Cucallati, they're wearing the big long robes, big long hooded robes. And those big long hooded robes were quite common in the Iron Age era. So that's what the Genii Cucallati are. They are the hooded spirits. Now in Britain we tend to find them in triplicate form, and there have been many plaques and altars with engravings and statues of the Genii Cucallati. Sometimes they're accompanying the mother goddess, other times they are accompanying other spirits or other gods. And there's one plaque that was found in Bath of the goddess Rosemurda with Mercury, and at the bottom of that plaque are the three Genii Cucallati. So the religious significance of the Genii Cucallati remains unsure, but we can guess at a few things with some of the archaeology that's turned up. So we often find the Genii Cucallati accompanying gods, and oftentimes we find them at spas, which indicates some correspondence with health, because of course the spas are usually at the healing springs, and we often find the Genii Cucallati represented there. And it's thought that they also had something to do with fertility, and that's because we've found a number of plaques and carvings of the Genii Cucallati holding what appears to be eggs. And of course, eggs are a symbol of fertility. And then there are ornaments, little statues if you like, of the Genii Cucallati, and the hooded cloak comes off, and underneath is revealed a phallus. So that's a very strong indication that they had something to do with fertility. And then we can look at some other plaques. There's a plaque of the Genii Cucallati, and above them there are two birds and a rosette in between the two birds, and this is a symbol of life and death. Those two birds are probably ravens, which is symbolic of death or a dying soul. There are a few conclusions that we may come to from these various plaques. The one thing that we see so often and can't be ignored is how they are often accompanying other deities or spirits, and they are seen in a lesser prominent position than the other deities. It can be seen that these were thought of as being minor deities, and oftentimes they were depicted carrying swords. So we may see that the Genii Cucallati could be seen as escorts and protectors for other deities, or even escorts between the world of the living and the world of the dead, given the symbolism of the ravens and the rosette. Now in Britain, they are often depicted as dwarfish-like entities. They're depicted as these three hooded dwarfish type entities, and some scholars have suggested that the Genii Cucallati has come down to us in the modern world as those elvish gnomes and goblins from mythology.